Hello, welcome to HITC Sport. Right, the narrative seems to be that ever since Sir Alex Ferguson hung up the chewing gum back in 2013, Man United has just been tumbling around like a drunken toddler. For years, we've heard the fans plead, beg for the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo to finally return.
When are you coming back to Old Trafford? No, I'm joking.
I know.
No, I'm not.
Good God. You know that old adage that something as needlessly insignificant as a butterfly flapping its wings in the past can alter the future forever? Well, what happens when you cancel possibly the most groundbreaking transfer of all time? Delete that £80 million transfer to Real Madrid in 2009, where the Spanish Giants paid a world record fee for 450 goddamn goals. What would have happened if Cristiano Ronaldo had never left Old Trafford? I know he loved his time in Manchester, but had you offered him the chance to spend nearly 20 years of his goddamn life, virtually his entire playing career, stuck in the rainy northwest of England, he'd probably rather be force-fed a bowl of melted cats, spending nearly a decade of your life trapped in the same team as Phil Jones, looking across the dressing room and seeing that face every goddamn morning. I'd rather have my face licked by a nun. Let's see how Ronaldo staying at Old Trafford would have affected the world of football. Right, let's see. Had this Ronaldo deal not gone through, it would have drastically altered Real Madrid's spending spree plans. This was a blockbuster window where they topped off the Ronaldo signing with the sprinklings of Kaká, Karim Benzema and Xabi Alonso. Had they not acquired the Portuguese world star, had they not got their hands on CR7, they'd have been forced to fall back on plan B, a £30 million deal to drag in want-to-away Frank Ribery from Bayern Munich. And more bad news for Bayern fans, it was the arrival of Cristiano which squeezed Arjen Robben out the door. So look at that, it's Madrid, not the Germans who get to avail of robbery. Paul McShane's still earning a wage as a robbery. As for Man United, keeping Ronaldo meant they wouldn't have had to fill their shopping basket with expired products. In a desperate bid to replace a guaranteed 40 goals a season, Sir Alex Ferguson was forced to drag in a broken Michael Owen, but Ronaldo staying would mean Owen would have just wound up at Hull City instead. Remember that detail, lads? It's important. Antonio Valencia, fair enough, a solid player. He wouldn't have been required, instead staying one more season at Wigan before being poached by Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid in 2011. Right, so we know the 09-10 season ended at Carlo Ancelotti's Chelsea, pipping Man United to the league title by a point. I think it's safe to say, had Alex Ferguson been allowed to stick arguably the most lethal footballer on the planet out there on that right wing, they'd have won the goddamn league in 2010. And you know what? Considering they were dumped out of the Champions League by Arjen Robben's left foot, remembering that in this reality he's still stuck on the bench in Spain, I'm pretty sure Ronaldo would have helped Man United pass a limp Bayern Munich and a bang average Lyon to advance to a third straight Champions League final. And considering the ease with which they'd beaten Jose Mourinho's Inter Milan the previous season, it would be Ronaldo, not Jose, lifting his second European Cup. As a result, Inter probably wouldn't have been in a position to ask for so much money for Wesley Sneijder, and he would have wound up at Old Trafford after the World Cup that year. Suddenly that's the midfield fixed for another 5 years. No more Tom Cleverley getting punted into midfield. Back to the Premier League. Right, well after a trophyless debut season, Carlo Ancelotti would have been ruthlessly sacked in May 2010, and without him being there to block the move, Real Madrid would be able to finally get their hands on Ashley Cole, leaving the Blues to overpay for Benfica's Fabio Contrao. After 4 straight seasons without a league title, Roman Abramovich will be approaching midlife crisis territory. Out comes the wallet, spunking up a tree over the likes of Sergio Aguero mid-season. This was a player they'd previously hesitated to spend £40 million on, but give Abramovich 4 barren years and he'd be writing any set of numbers Atletico Madrid wanted. Christ, if you want to see desperation, tell a filthy rich Russian billionaire he can't have what he wants. There'd also be a fat wage stuffed down the throat of a returning Gus Hiddink, a fella already popular with the players, so this one would make sense. Right, what other club are affected by the Ronaldo sale? Let's talk to Liverpool. Remember that god-awful Roy Hodgson regime, appointed in the summer of 2010 only after leading Fulham to a Europa League final? Well, had Aguero exited Atletico Madrid in January 2010, I'm pretty sure the Reds would have been able to progress past them to the Europa League final. And on what planet is Rafa Benitez ever getting out-tacticianed by Roy goddamn Hodgson? Not in 1,000 Sundays, Christ above. So a Liverpool Europa League win, the 5th trophy of the Benitez era, would probably buy him another season at Anfield instead of getting the sack, leaving Hodgson to just sleepwalk his way towards retirement at Craven Cottage. So tragically, this means England probably wouldn't have been dumped out of Euro 2016 by Iceland, and we would have never got to see Harry Kane on corner kicks. That's a shame. Benitez would have his own ideas at Liverpool, so no Luis Suarez, no Andy Carroll, meaning that Newcastle wouldn't have had £35 million to play around with. And instead of finishing 5th in 2012 with a bunch of talented players used from the Carroll money, Ashley would have instead just sat on his wallet and watched the club tumble to yet another relegation, with Carroll flogged the Spurs for cup price £50 million in the summer. And so Spurs, with a big name, well-paid English striker on their books now, would probably have just cut the cord on Harry Kane, selling him from their bench to something like Crystal Palace. Give him 2 years of banging them in at Sellers Park and Liverpool would probably be signing him and not Christian Benteke in 2015. After all, we all know how much that club loved buying young English talent. I mean, for Christ's sake, they even brought in Stuart Downing. So I'm guessing Chelsea, now with a fit and hungry Aguero leading the line, would have won the 10-11 title before Sir Alex Ferguson, with a prime 26-year-old Ronaldo in his team, reclaimed the prize in 2012. You'll notice how Man City still haven't won the goddamn league. Like Chelsea, Sheikh Mansour would have been ruthless. The summer of 2012 wouldn't have been the overconfident and careless window that brought in Jack Rodwell and Scott Sinclair. Christ above, no, the club would have moved heaven and earth, offered monster wages, signed the likes of Robin van Persie, Daniel De Rossi and Luis Suarez. From Ajax, that is, remember he didn't end up at Anfield. This club needed trophies. As for Roberto Mancini, you're damn right he'd have been sacked. No doubt replaced by the biggest managerial name on the planet in Jose Mourinho. He himself, no doubt fresh from a sacking in Spain, after 2 trophyless seasons at Real Madrid. I mean, you really think this guy is beating Pep Guardiola's Barcelona without Cristiano Ronaldo in his weaponry? Instead given a sulking Ribery and the lad from Wigan stuffed on the wing? Not a sliver of a chance. Right, what else? Remember that Swansea City promotion in 2011? Because of Ronaldo staying, Michael Owen instead winds up at Hull, and considering the Tigers were only relegated by 5 points, I'm pretty sure he'd have coughed up just enough goals to keep them up. Because of this, the Hull board wouldn't have had to spend the summer of 2010 blindly reaching out for a championship caliber of manager in the second tier, so Nigel Pearson would have instead remained at Leicester, Paulo Sousa would have never left Swansea for the Foxes, and Brendan Rodgers, a failed Reading manager with no job offers, would have just instead taking that coaching role under Roberto Mancini at the Etihad, kissing goodbye to any chance of ending up a Liverpool manager in the future. The only reason Liverpool never hired Louis van Gaal as sporting director in 2012 is because Rodgers had refused to work with him. But with Rodgers now a backroom staff nobody, the board would have been free to shuffle van Gaal upstairs, with prime candidate Anthony Villas-Boas, fresh from Europa League glory and smothered in hype, and now no longer needed on the Stamford Bridge shortlist due to Hitting's title win. He'd have instead been taking up the manager's job at Anfield, which means Kenny Dalglish wouldn't have been there to sign a future Champions League winning captain in Jordan Henderson. Instead, it would have just been João Moutinho and Hulk. So I'm guessing Mourinho, with a bottomless pit of cash to play with at the Etihad, would have probably repeated his success, winning the league in 2013 and then again in 2014. Chelsea fans being forced to watch the likes of Mourinho and Frank Lampard together at Man City, it'd be like watching a video of your goddamn conception, enough to make you start puking blood. By now, Sir Alex Ferguson would have bowed out, replaced by Jurgen Klopp in 2013. Why Klopp and not David Moyes? Well, without Robin scoring last-minute Champions League winning goals at Bayern Munich, Klopp would now be a Bundesliga and European champion with Borussia Dortmund. You're damn right he'd have got Fergie's job after that. By now, Chelsea would have moved on from Hiddink, probably under a coach like Rafa Benitez, although they'd have never gotten in Roberto Di Matteo, so I guess no Champions League title either. Ronaldo twinned with Klopp would bring about 3 successive league titles at Old Trafford, from 2015 to 2017. Probably throw in a couple of Champions League titles too, and without Moyes dragging this club's European stock through the mud, they'd have been free to attract long-time targets like Cesc Fabregas, Arturo Vidal and Paulo Dybala. Over in Spain, Real Madrid would be comfortably second best for much of the decade, maybe 1 Champions League title as opposed to 4, regularly having to stuff their attack with a new big name Galactico every 2 years to compensate for Ronaldo's absence. But Ronaldo wouldn't be smashing up 60 goals a season in England, more like 35 to 40 league goals a year. Let's be honest, while the league is a cracking league, the bottom half is absolute candle wax and fodder for goal scoring beasts like Ronaldo and Messi. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, Mourinho's time at City would have ended in 2016 after a second year without a trophy. Cue the meltdown. He'd have then been replaced by Pep Guardiola, who like today would probably have 2 league titles under his belt and would be battling it out at the top of the league with Klopp. Oh, and as for Liverpool, well, Villas-Boas would have been sacked after a year in 2012, with Van Gaal himself coming downstairs for a couple of years, and with Klopp already at Old Trafford, they'd probably be currently managed by Carlo Ancelotti. Judging by his track record, they wouldn't have any league titles, but hey, they'd probably win the FA Cup every year. And yes, he probably would have won them a Champions League too, but with Henderson never having been rescued from Sunderland by Kenny Dalglish, it would probably be James Milner lifting the cup. So to sum it up, for Man United fans, since Ronaldo's departure, you've won 2 league titles, 1 FA Cup, 1 League Cup, 1 Europa League and 4 Community Shields. Simply put, with Ronaldo, I'm predicting 5 league titles, 3 Champions Leagues, 4 FA Cups. Yeah, you probably should have kept Ronaldo. Anyway, that's the end of it, lads. What do you think? Was this all complete and utter horse bollocks? Most likely, let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.